What's up, guys? It's your boy, ItBejC. I'm back with another video. Sorry for the long wait, but I am back. And, well, this is part 3 of my multiple moving pen drawings tutorial. And so, let's get into it. Alright, let's see. So, off camera, I decided to do some tinkering with my project, and I've come to a conclusion that I'm probably going to change the shape of the enemies just to make collisions easier. So we're going to change the shape to a circle. But first of all, I'm going to name this part 3. Yep, that should be good. Part 3. Okay, so to do this, open up your project. We should have all of this here, but we're going to need to tweak this a bit. So scroll to the generate enemy script. So what you're going to want to do is take all of these add and divide out and put in just the X and the Y inputs, custom inputs, and then take out the size divided by 5 and just put in size. Take out all of these motion blocks, and then you're just gonna delete these, pen down, and then pen up. Okay, so let's see what that did. Okay, nice. Yes, see, there's still some glitches with my code, which led me to believe this. So in this script, I'm going to just put a set pen color to a red. Now scroll to the render player block, and now I'm just gonna put a set pen color to blue. Yeah. So let's try this out. Yep. Okay. Now to this. This is happening because of our collision code. The move enemy code is just fine, but the collision code is kind of bad. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take this out of the if and take this out of the if. Now scroll over to the check collisions block. Now, what I want to do here is delete this whole thing. Drag it out. Now, before we can do that, go to the game loop block and just delete the check collisions. Now, you can delete this. Sorry. Alright, that should make my voice a bit louder. Okay, so when I was tinkering off camera, I was looking at some other pen collision engines because for some reason mine wasn't working. So I backpacked a script, and you can just follow along. So I think it should have loaded in already. I scroll up. Yep. Okay. So I use this as a reference because my script for the collisions was not working, and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. But okay, so I'll break this down so you guys can see easier. So go ahead and take out an abs of and change it to SQRT, which means square root. And so, what you only want to do is drag out a below block with an arrow facing to the left and drag the square root into the left side. And in the right side, drag out an addition block, 2 division blocks, and put them in both sides. Add a 2 in the right side of each division, and then you can put enemy size or ENS, and then player size. Okay, now put that in the right side of the below block. So, this is where it gets a bit complicated. So we're going to want to do, this is a handful. So what I think I'm seeing here is an addition block, and then bring out a multiplication block, put in the left side, and then we're going to multiply, or bring out 2 minus blocks and put them in either side of the multiplication block. Now, we're going to multiply the player X minus the enemy X, or ENX, multiplied by the player X minus the enemy X again. Then we're going to add this to, yes, okay. So we're going to add this, bring out another multiplication block, and then 2 more minuses, do the same thing you did before. Oops. And then we're going to multiply, or subtract, player X minus enemy X, and then do the same thing again. Player X, oops, okay, sorry. Delete those X's and replace them for Y. So it'll be player Y minus enemy Y, or ENY, and then again, player Y minus enemy Y. Okay, let's just see if this matches. Looks good, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and drag this out, put that in there. Oh, drag that out, and then just duplicate it. Or actually, here, make an if-else statement, and then drag out an if and put it in the else statement. And so what you want to do is take your square root block, duplicate it, and then put it in the if statement, or the first if. Then what you only want to do, whoops, sorry guys. Okay, what we're going to do is, oops, okay, sorry, I got confused for a second. So just bring out a regular if and put it right in there. You can delete the duplicated one, delete all the extra. Okay, so now let's move enemies. Okay, so in the bottom, you're going to just drag in the if, and then, okay, how do I want to do this? Actually, so duplicate a replace item I of y with ny plus 2. What you're going to do is just drag it or reduplicate it 4 times. Now, separate 1 and drag it into the if ny is above player y, right below the replace item I of y. Then, do the same thing and put it in the place item y with ny plus 2 and replace the plus 2 with plus negative 2, which is plus dash then 2. Okay, so now scroll up, drag those if statements up, and so what you can do here is drag it right under there, replace the 2 with a negative 2, and then do the same for the top one, except keep the positive 2. But replace item X, and then replace item X. Now let's test it out. Whoops. Well, it's not perfect, but it is much better than what I had before. I am aware that it does jiggle on the y-axis, but yeah. Everything should work pretty well. I'm not sure why it... Yeah, it should work pretty well. I'm going to change these values, and I'm going to make them 10, negative 10, 10, and negative 10. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah. Alright guys, that pretty much sums it up. Well, actually, I want to fix that jittering. It's bothering me. So let's look at what's happening when the enemy is jittering. That's... oh. Okay. So what's happening is it's only like... it's jittering because it's going by multiples of 2. But let's say the player X was 5. 5 can never equal... it doesn't have the multiple that would make it 2. You see, because think about it. I'll do a little demonstration. If the enemy moves in 2s, right? And the player X will make it actually 11. 11 divided by 2, it has a decimal, right? It has a decimal in it. So that means it can never be a whole number, which means that it can never actually equal the player X. And since the player, as you can see, has physics, then that makes it really difficult to make that happen. However, there is a way to do it. It's been a while since I worked on this project. It's been about 13 days since I posted a video, since I even opened this project. I've been actually doing stuff on the forums, but So basically, what we need to do is we need an if statement. Drag out an if, put a not in it. If not, we'll drag out a subtraction equals. So put the subtraction in the left side. So we'll do player x minus nx. Also, we're going to put an absolute and drag out a round as well. So put the player x in the round and then put the round back in the subtraction. Put the whole thing in the abs block. So if not the absolute of the player x, of the round player x, since the player x can be a decimal, as you see here, it's a decimal, equals 2. And so what that basically does is, let's say the player x is 5.2. So the absolute just makes everything positive. So if it was a negative number, now it's positive. The round makes sure there's no decimal in it. And then we just check if the difference between them is 2. So we will have to duplicate this 4 times. But make 2 of them with the player and enemy y. So player y, enemy y, player y, enemy y. So now we can separate one of them, and we can drag this out, put this in here, put that back in. Okay, and put this under it. We'll have to repeat this process. Sorry, it's quite tedious, but it should pay off. Do the same thing here. Put that in there. Do that now. Okay. Now we'll do the same for the x's. That. Put that right there. And then we'll do it right here. There. Oops. Let's test it out. I see much less jittering. Yeah, I see much less jittering. I like it. So, I'm going to delete these variables from the the engine. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to, for example, where's the script? Oh, right. So I'm going to make a broadcast just to make this easy. So what I'm doing here is basically I'm making a new message to just say, hey, the player was damaged, so I'm gonna broadcast damage, no, player damaged. So I'll put that right here. So that'll just make it easy for you to tell when the player has been damaged. I feel like I missed one. Nope, I got everyone. Okay, so yeah. So for example, in the previous video, I made health, so we could just say change player health by -1. -1. -1. Okay. I'm gonna delete this. I had it there for testing purposes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like the video, it really helps me. It really helps me build my channel. And yeah, that's it. ItBejC. Have a good one.